Welcome back, everyone, to the Season of Ghosts, where nothing ever goes wrong, I promise. Everything goes perfectly well, and you guys always succeed at what you attempt to do. Never been more prevalent than last session, since leading into the events of last time, there were still two monstrous leaders of the town's invaders and that strange, dare I say, cursed fog that was enveloping the land. But not only did you defeat each of those two remaining leaders one after another, you were able to take those 3 copper coins blessed by the various deities that have shrines in this town and relight the eternal lantern with them, driving off this strange phenomena, though not before some of you caught a glimpse of potentially something strange far up in the sky as it left. Not really enough to give you any information on it, but something definitely out of the ordinary, to be sure. Last session primarily ended, though, with you all assaulting the Cerulean Tea House, the old building that has been abandoned for some time since its previous owner passed away, now made into the headquarters of the mastermind of the monsters, a Rokurokubi named Modokyu. First managing to take out his giant frog that he had on guard outside before entering his room, and despite the squalor, the blood, the bodies, the quite frankly, just general awfulness that filled the space, you managed to relatively quickly and efficiently cut him down, as his pet weasel made a few attacks on you before bolting for the entrance. It was during that time that you all watched Ko almost fall for the first time, and yet, under some strange magical influence, prevent himself from doing so, though the light in his eyes is, at the moment, different. With what you're not exactly sure, but you're not certain it's Ko currently in control when you look at him. But we pick up as Modokyu's body has just fallen to the ground, no longer moving, as you have the time now to celebrate your victory, though all of you are still bleeding out relatively heavily from your wounds incurred during this fight.
And
still bleeding.
the otter is running.
The weasel is running away, yes.
Yeah, but the weasel's what?
Fluffy
Downed
Whiskers.
Me, quote unquote. So
you may shoot an attack Fluffy Whiskers' way if you would like. I will not stop you.
The entity will cast 1 action heal on Ko.
Okay.
So it's only a D8, right?
Yeah. But hey, it's a D8
dangerous sorcery applies. Nice.
Technically it wouldn't, but we don't care that much.
All right. So it helps, and then he's gonna ignition the
Sure. I will not require an attack roll if you don't want.
Okay.
It is easy enough to take a look at the weasel now that you know you're not in any immediate danger. Just very carefully aim with your very, very good control over fire at the moment. Just ignite the weasel as it runs for the entrance. And by the time it gets there, it will be nothing more than a charred corpse on the floor.
And the entire time this is happening, his head's kind of like really jerky, like a bird, like stop motion almost.
Sure.
And he turns and starts running out of the room.
Wait. Where are you going?
Chase after him.
You're bleeding.
All of you are bleeding out.
Are we, should we not be in turn order because of the bleed?
We're technically not in initiative right now. I just, theoretically, you guys would be competent enough that you could staunch the bleeding here without too much issue, since you don't think there are any immediate threats. But
Well,
if something's happening like Ko running away, that might throw a damper in that.
Yeah.
Also, I think Monaco had 3 friends.
From what you're aware, there should be one more. There should be Stingy somewhere.
Probably upstairs.
Xanon,
Yes.
check his body. We'll go get Ko. Oh, it's falling my way.
All right. Well, I would have had, if we were in combat, like I would have had all my actions. So I started to run away. So you could
Right.
probably catch up to him if you wanted to try and grab him or something.
I have 30 feet movement.
Yeah, you guys can catch up
Would
to
I be
Ko
able to
easily.
try to grapple him?
Sure.
It's under combat actions here.
The oldie basic action macros has a good old grapple in it.
Let me target while I'm bleeding out. Right.
Who cares about a little blood? The rain will wash it away.
Public or private?
This is always this is public. Yeah. Easy enough for you to just quickly grab Ko as he begins walking or running away.
What's gotten into you? Why are you running?
He doesn't talk. It's more like screeching.
Fantastic.
And
You're just squawking?
it's like if a human tried to like sound like a bird. Like, you can't actually do it. Like,
Can I do a recall knowledge on that? See what's
Sure.
going on.
One thing I'll also mention to you, Ko, is that typically phoenixes are very intelligent creatures that are capable of speech. So I don't
I'm
know.
aware of
Okay.
that, but this is the first time
Completely fair. Wasn't sure exactly.
he's
your
taken
thoughts on
over
the
my
matter.
body. Yeah, or he or she has taken over my body.
Kuramori, with that role, you are very clearly able to tell that this is almost a possession of some sort that is controlling Ko's body. Whatever it is has kept him alive until now, but Ko himself is not exactly present at the moment.
All right. Can I attempt the religion to try and calm the spirit within him?
I will allow a religion check here.
All right. Where'd he go? Oh!
Well, this is a good time to go over my hero point rules for our new player at the table. When it comes to hero points in my game, you will start every session with 2 of them. If at any point you roll a natural 1 and decide to keep that roll, you will gain an additional hero point. So if Kuramori keeps this, he'll gain a hero point, or he can re-roll it. If you re-roll into another one, congratulations, it's like you never spent it in the first place. And I will mock you for it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Additionally, if you
I'll
roll the
just-
same number 4 times in a row, you instantly get 3 hero points out of pity.
Nice. I think I'll let that one stand and just
Okay.
take the hero point.
Take your free hero point.
'Cause I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you take a minute and try and reach out, drawing upon your divine energies to connect with whatever this entity is within Ko and controlling him at the moment. And like as you reach your hand out, suddenly flame flares up in the air out of nowhere, singeing your hands, and at the same time physically batting it away.
Ah! Get over yourself, man.
So he's grabbed.
I'll say whenever you would like, Ko, the minute will have passed and you can gain control yourself again. But if you would like this to be a much quicker time with what's going on, absolutely keep at it.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, I've never actually dealt with this before. Can you include yourself in your own cones, or like if you went backwards through yourself?
I say yes, technically.
Okay. So the entity will. He's immobile because he's grabbed, so he's just gonna place a 15-foot cone of fire. But it's the rejuvenating flames.
Sure.
Which one of you is hurt more?
I'm at 11.
Okay, so it's gonna be like
I
that.
think guys is Unreal 1.
So it's clearly intending to hurt you, but it actually ends up healing you
Oh,
because you are my ally.
oh. Thank you.
Technically, cones should always be away from yourself, and thus you could not keep yourself in it. I think that's dumb, though. You can put yourself in your own cones if you want.
Okay. And the blood magic will just get me more temporary hit points.
Sure. It would replace your current temp HP.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get temporary hit points, Andre. I believe it is 1. Oh, I didn't place it in the chat. I'll just do that.
No worries. I think we're going to say, at the very least, people's bleeding has ended here, so you guys don't have to worry about your hit points continuing to go down. From that...
So you would get the blood magic effect there. And then, after about a minute of holding on to me, he would, like, the possession would end.
Alright.
Oh, so thank God I didn't have to slap you. That went poorly last time.
Oh, I'm not inside.
Nah, that it did.
What happened?
Yeah, you were about to fall, but something within you took control.
What?
Did you not remember what you did?
No.
Well, you
You
finish
burst
off
into
Fluffy
flame.
Whiskers.
A good riddance to that menace, but
How many times did I bite you?
what do you...
I'll let him go at this point.
Okay.
Do you have a history of turning into fire and then not remembering?
Not remembering things, sure, but not to this level. And it's not guaranteed. That it's a problem with my memory. Could just be the lies of my former neighbors, but I've felt different since some point in this journey. I felt more in control of my powers, but as you said, something took control of me. I thought I was getting better, not worse. Clearly I don't know. I need to research this, I guess.
Oh, whatever it was, it saved you. Zion, did you find anything on Motiku?
Yeah.
Only
back.
his flask, which appeared to be enchanted.
Let's hold on to that for now, but we should head upstairs and... Actually, wait, hold on, we're still badly injured.
Should heal up first.
You guys can absolutely spend some time healing up if you'd like first.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's spend 10 minutes and do some treat wounds.
Absolutely.
See here.
Oh, refocus during this time.
Sure.
I have one level 1 spell left.
Nice.
If you need a healing combat or breathe fire or something later.
Well, Ko's the most hurt, so I will do it on him.
All right.
And I will fail. I'm gonna reroll that.
Sure.
There we go.
That is a success. Go ahead and roll the 2d8
Oh.
manually when you re-roll using a hero point. Anything that
Right.
would happen on a success doesn't happen. It's one of the failings of Foundry, unfortunately.
That is alright.
During that time, while you're healing
6.
Ko, is anyone keeping an eye out or anything?
I will be looking, and then mainly to see if Ko will turn again and then try to attack us or run away.
Sure.
But I'll be looking like overall.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that perception check. Okay. Ishino, a question for you. You've been, over the last few days especially, doing your best to find survivors in the region and get them to safety. And a few of them have mentioned a number of people having been taken to the Cerulean Tea House. That's where, whenever they were captured, they would be threatened to be brought here or not. At the moment, now that that fog has lifted and you feel a bit more confident heading into the deeper depths of downtown, are you attempting to go stealthy? Are you just moving up normally? As you approach the tea house, you do see that the front door is wide open, and you can make out, at the very least, what appears to be the still smoldering corpse of a small creature near the entrance.
He would definitely be going stealthily, because even though
Sure.
things are clearing up, I think he doesn't know what's in front of him.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me that stealth check, if you don't mind. Fantastic. And I apologize, I should have mentioned this. Stealth, perception, and deception should practically always be blind.
Yeah, I hit the wrong
No
control.
worries.
I hit shift instead of control.
Oh no. Thankfully, though, you are quite silent with your movements, especially these last few days have afforded the best opportunity to practice your ability to move quietly. So you are freely able to approach wherever you would like in the building. It does not seem like you have been noticed as of yet.
Just kind of tumbles action roll behind the bar here.
Sure.
After we finish for 10 minutes of refocusing and healing, I'm just going to drop a 3-action heal just to see if
Sure.
I can't get some more hit points up.
Absolutely. As you make your way into the building, Ishino, very quickly and quietly, you see a few of these people sort of sitting down, resting,
Bollocks.
some of them bandaging up wounds. One of them takes a moment, grabs what looks to be a holy symbol, and a wave of bright vitality magic emanates out from them and begins to close up the wounds on the rest of them as well.
I think at that point, I'd probably recognize some of them from around town.
Absolutely.
He would peek his head out, see who's there, and then kind of make himself just... How's it going?
Ah!
How did you get
hello.
there?
Very sneakily.
My eyes, they're starting to
He
fail
goes and looks
me.
at this giant frog, and it's like... And then I think he probably gets his first peek at whatever the heck this thing is, and he's like, ugh.
It's one of the ringleaders of the attack.
A little late to the party, my friend.
I've seen you around
Sorry,
town. I don't think I had a chance to meet you, says Kurmori.
He comes and he says, yes, Ishino, I was in town, just trying to help other people. We must not have crossed paths. This night has been not great.
I don't know. I think this night has been better than most. Wait, isn't it still morning?
It's early morning right now, yeah. It's about 9 a.m.
Last night was not great.
That is true.
It's been about what 3 days now since this whole thing
Yes.
started.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's currently the 24th, and the 21st was when you all woke up,
Okay.
and everything was wrong that day.
Oh well, welcome another aiding hand here. We believe there are some children. Well, no, I don't believe. We know there are some children restrained upstairs, but you must be on guard. We believe this monstrosity had one more ally around here.
We haven't looked upstairs yet. So there are children in the back room as well.
Is it the back room or upstairs?
Yeah, the
back
door
room.
is on the ground level outside.
Mhm.
And there's a
Oh,
door
I thought they
in
were
here.
upstairs.
Cyan would have also grabbed a small brass key from Modoku's corpse. I forgot to mention that.
We should definitely deal with whoever Stingy is. I'm guessing it's an insect of
He's-
some kind.
Do you think he might be upstairs?
Unless he's invisible and here with us now.
I doubt he will let us slay Modoku and not act. Let's throw it upstairs first, and then we'll secure the children.
And I believe you have teleport on when you get to the top.
I
Yeah.
may.
You do. It's cool.
Yeah. Whoa.
I love Foundry so much, man.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. If I'm going off the exploration actions I've got here, I've got both Koromori and Gaius are searching actively.
I think this time
Yes.
I would be defending.
Sure. Guys, I'm going to go off of the perception check you just gave me earlier. Keep that as your general.
I'm not going to be following the expert this time.
Okay.
It'll be repeating glass shield, I guess, so defending basically.
Sounds good. Any specific exploration action you would like to be taking, Ishino?
Yeah, he would generally be avoiding notice.
Sounds good. You and the rogue. All right. Then I am going to, as you guys climb the stairs, make your way up to the top of the room. What would you like to do? You do not see anything out of the ordinary. No one catches your attention. It's a relatively destroyed room, much like the basement. But not just the furniture has been destroyed, but even the walls have very, very deep scratches in them. And even a section of the wall to the northeast appears to have been smashed entirely.
Are there any doors?
Taking a quick glance around, no.
Just search the room.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are free to spread out, to search as you would like.
Yeah.
I'll also search.
I think
Uh-oh.
at this point, as you guys begin taking some time to actively search and spread out around the room, that's where I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me. Ishino, if you are avoiding notice, you are more than welcome to roll stealth,
He
of
just-
course.
He just popped out.
He just.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
He just dropped.
His power.
He has.
I'll go ahead and roll initiative for him.
Hey, guess who just got that hero point back?
You just roll a 1 on your initiative? Fantastic.
I rolled a 2. No, 3.
Oh no. All right. Well, we're gonna have Ishino end up delaying his turn, but both Gaius and Ko, the two of you notice at just about the same time, about 10 feet up in the air in the rafters, a large scorpion.
Oh no.
That's what I was afraid it was. Like,
I thought like maybe like a big hornet, maybe?
that is also terrifying, but like, I was hoping it wasn't a scorpion.
Yeah, it is going to crawl around to the bottom of the rafter and drop down in such a way that it manages to land on the ground just fine. And guys, you're right next to it, are you not?
Yep.
It's going to go ahead and strike at you with its stinger to start.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Oh
Woo!
yes.
I've missed.
Whew.
Well, that's unfortunate. Then it will pivot to making a pincer attack against you. This one is going to hit, unfortunately, for 9 points of slashing damage. It is a razor-sharp claw, and as it closes around your leg, it bites through your flesh quite easily.
What? Why is it always these things?
That's going to bring us to your turn, though. Welcome back, Ishino. We did have you delay. We'll have you pop back in after Gaius's turn. As
Sounds
a
good.
Scorpion has just appeared. If you'd like to roll your actual stealth check to determine if you are hidden or not, you are more than welcome to. Yeah, it's a scorpion. As far as you can tell, Gaius, no weaknesses.
The old master was terrible. Shall strike it.
Ah, that'll hit. Most definitely. That's a lot of damage, my goodness. Just cleaving into the scorpion.
I shall attack again.
Go for it, why not? Oh, please don't.
Ah!
Could you do me a favor and not kill my scorpion immediately? Thank you.
Scorpions. I hate scorpions.
Why'd it have to be scorpions?
All right. Ishino, that's going to bring us to your turn. You're able to tell pretty easily when this scorpion moved down, it was hanging on the rafters and looked at everyone. Its eyes very clearly landed on you as well. It knows you're here.
All right. I reloaded into Foundry, and I'm just getting rain and no actual background. It's actually pretty funny. Let's see, and I'm getting a whole host of things. I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm targeting it because it's not updating. If you want to roll and shoot for me, that's totally fine. Because I'm gonna have to reload.
I'm not sure if you want to move first. I think from where you are, Gaius is in the way enough that it would give lesser cover. Moving to there, you'll be perfect.
Okay, yeah. Definitely need to reload Foundry because I'm not seeing.
I'll go ahead and roll that.
So I'll
strike
move to
for
where
you.
it's a clear shot, shoot, and then reload.
All right. Good news, I can't roll well. I'm sorry I missed. Just barely for you. Would you like to do a special reload, or would you like to hero point that?
I'll hero point because I got to look cool in front of these new people.
Fair enough. That turned it into a hit.
Nice.
Hey, someone else do me a favor and hit that damage button.
Okay.
We're not gonna go with what we just saw.
It won't let me.
It won't let you. Shit.
Yep.
Much better.
Whoa.
Almost manages to take out the scorpion, but it is still standing after that shot. Do you just want to do a regular reload? Would you like to do a thoughtful one?
This thing's like looking almost dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with a normal reload. We don't need
Sounds
to
good.
know more about it.
Ko, finish it off for us.
All right, Ko almost hesitantly snaps his fingers and casts ignition on it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Or yeah, only 2 fire, but
He had 1 hit point remaining.
and he
Similar to the
immediately goes
weasel.
back in. No, I'm kidding. Every time he uses his fire powers.
Similar to the weasel, the scorpion will just be left a bloody, burning mess of a corpse on the wooden ground as you take it down.
What is with that, man? Getting large head, like large insects. Why? Why must they enjoy those things?
This is his only insect.
I'm going to do a 2-action heal on Gaius because he looks pretty hurt.
Or
Sure.
I'm traumatized from like centipedes and like
From-
spiders.
From the talking ones.
Yeah.
That's
at least
fair.
they're not talking anymore.
Sadly, they're not
Garbage.
talking anymore. Let me have talking animals once more.
Our heal
Oh, wait.
rolls have been horrible so far.
Wait, oh, who's that for?
That was for Gaius. It's already applied.
Okay.
And I'm immune for an hour still, so I don't know why it's not on me. Oh, it's
I
because you had
didn't
to.
hit the button to put it on you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
scroll up and
automatic,
grab
but
it.
because
No.
he
It's
had
on
to
your
read
sheet
it-
still, so.
I've just been hitting the apply treat wounds immunity every time. Normally, I'm
Okay,
better about
okay.
that.
Oh, right, that.
Yes.
All right. Well, Stingy, the
Well, then-
last enemy you are, at the very least, aware of existing in this place, falls to the ground, deceased. And the floor is yours to do with what you would like.
Maybe just do a quick search and see if there's anything of note up here. But
Yeah. Including the perception checks you guys gave me earlier when you began searching, nothing grabs your attention as being really out of place or unique up here.
Okay.
It seems just mostly destroyed.
Let's
Alright.
head back downstairs.
Sure.
Did we check the main part area? I can't even remember. Like,
You have
search
not
No,
really
we-
taken
no,
the
we-
time to look around there. No.
All right.
I was waiting to see if there's a clone
Search
thing
for
on
stuff.
Darn. They didn't do the clone thing on the downstairs.
No.
I wanted to see if I could see you guys moving down there.
Taking some time to look around the sort of main area downstairs. There's still something that's throwing you off a little bit. Namely about this one table over here to the southeast. The entire room is a mess. There's broken pots. There's shattered bottles and spilled liquid. There's broken plates and cups. Tables have been turned on their sides or just destroyed. There's rotten food that's been spilled onto the ground. But that one table looks untouched. Not just untouched, it's set. There's all the utensils, all the dishes, glasses, no food or anything on it yet, but the table itself is set. And that just, something about that, it's not clicking as to why it would be like that. There must have been something important.
Is it just the one Like one for one, or is it set for
No.
multiple people?
It's set for 3.
Detect magic.
Sure. Your detect magic pings nothing.
Okay.
Well, it would detect magic, but that is partially because you have a new ally in your midst. Assuming you were to ignore that person, no magic would be detected.
Okay.
There is one thing you managed to find, Gaius, over by the counter. That seems like it was knocked to the ground. It's a couple of documents, some ledgers for the tea house itself, but within them is a document you find titled The Last Will and Testament of Ching Mai Lai.
You heard that name before?
Give me a recall knowledge roll. Actually, you don't even need a roll for that. Ching Mai Lai was the previous proprietor of the Cerulean Tea House.
Oh, okay.
Like before all this started, they died?
Yeah, they died before the event.
Okay.
What does it say?
If you want to take some time to read it, you absolutely may. Takes a few minutes to go through the general gist of it, but Ching Mai Lai was eccentric, to put it nicely. She was a minor aristocrat at the very least, and reading through the will, it becomes quite obvious to you that she wanted to ensure that her heirs would have devotion, gumption, maybe, whatever she believed was needed to run the tea house successfully once she passed away. And it looks like her will has outlined a potentially mildly dangerous requirement for its inheritance. It is listed that whosoever fulfills the document's requirements will become the owner of the tea house, and that requirement is to recover the 2 pearls that Ching Mai Lai has thrown into Fumiyoshi's eyes.
Huh.
Survive 3 nights in the blood mist. We're the owners now.
Didn't we get a pearl?
The Kappas gave you a pearl as a gift.
That's right.
Whether that is
What are
one of the pearls described in this document, who knows?
Recall knowledge on Fumiyoshi's eyes?
Absolutely.
Me too, please.
Yeah.
I will do the same. Whether I'll actually know.
Is that like the name of a volcano or something?
I don't care. I think it's the
Or the lakes?
shrine in the lake.
No, that's
Oh, do we know that?
that
one?
we know that's Lady Nyambo. I want to
Yes,
say.
that is a shrine to Lady Nanbyo. No, Gaius, actually, you recall, because you've looked at maps of the region, there are 2 small ponds to the north and northwest of town that are known locally as the Eyes of Fumiyoshi.
Oh.
I'd like to pick up the longest board I can find and touch the table with it from far.
Would
How long of a board are we talking here? Would it, say, act as a 10-foot pole?
Yes.
Okay. You touch the table with it.
All right.
So we don't know what's up. We don't know what's up with this table. I was trying to keep up notes.
It's not magical.
It's not magical.
No.
Mm-mm.
But like the stick I'm using comes off fine as well, and
Yeah.
would I be able to recall knowledge on if one of those lakes is where Kappa are known to be?
Based off your recall knowledge roll from earlier, no. The Kappa you spoke with earlier at The Happy Kappa mentioned as being from Gourd Lake, which is to the east. If we were to actually pop over and take a look at a map of the area surrounding Willowshore for you guys. Don't ask why I have this map, it's not important. Wait for everyone to load in. But you would be able to see that Gourd Lake is far over here to the east. The so-called Eyes of Fumeyoshi are these two ponds here.
What did it need to do in the eyes of Fumiyoshi?
Apparently, Chiang Mai Lai threw a pearl into each of them, and whoever recovers those will become the owner of the tea house.
Okay.
Whoever or one of her heirs
Whoever.
that does it.
Well,
Oh.
theoretically, it should be one of her heirs, but you guys are well aware she has no surviving heirs to this day. So,
Could I do recall knowledge? Oh, can't click that. Can I recall knowledge on Fumiyoshi?
sure, absolutely.
Can't click on my token.
Oh, I'll bring you back to the tea house.
All right. Recall knowledge.
You have a passing understanding. Fumiyoshi is also known as the Lord of Envy. It's a Tien deity most often associated with the undead and graves, and is also the patron deity of many Oni. That's about all you're aware of, though.
Okay. And you said this table is set for three?
Yeah. Don't mind the map showing 4. It lies.
The 3 bosses, maybe.
Perhaps.
1 table intact. I don't know.
One for each of the. Well, no. Why would a animated butcher's apron need a?
It's the
Need a
pomp and
plate.
circumstance of it. It's not the actual
Maybe.
physical need to eat.
I'm gonna look under the
Perhaps.
table.
You figured it out. There's nothing there.
So the table is safe to touch.
I never said that. I just said there was nothing underneath it.
I touched the table. Is it a
You
mimic?
Absolute fool. It's wood.
Okay. All right, they just left
Urge
it for.
to flip it is high.
Hey, I won't stop you, but if you're gonna own the tea house in the future, do you really want to destroy the few remaining good plates you have?
No.
Yeah,
No.
we need to have at least one
Also-
table.
I'll get the
I would not.
key
I would not do that.
from Cyan.
Yeah.
We should probably let the kids out, eh?
Yeah.
You guys have just been looking around while they're stuck back there.
Yeah.
Look, we need to make sure the building's secure. Okay, we need to
Sure,
make sure
sure,
that
that's
it
the
works
reason.
right. Yes. Absolutely.
Unlock the door.
Easy enough to do.
It's certainly not trapped.
Just opening it. All right, then. As the door opens, the immediate stench of unwashed bodies and ammonia hits your noses. You can see roughly 6 children who are currently bound, tear-stained faces. They definitely look malnourished at this point in time, and they all look. I mean, there's signs of vomit all over the room as well, and quite frankly, as you all enter the room, you can tell the smell is bad enough that even being in here for a few seconds would be enough to make your stomach churn. You can use the key to unlock that door as well, Ishino.
Yeah.
But
we
the
should
6
take
kids
them
kind
out
of look
this way.
fearfully up at you all as you open the doors and step in.
Do not worry. We're here to help. The monsters have been defeated. And I'll go set about freeing them from their bonds.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's get you out of this smelly room.
Taking some time to free them one by one. They all kind of look quietly at you, sort of rubbing their wrists.
I do ask maybe we should exit to the back so they don't see a giant dead frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we head to Dami's.
If we take a look at the Willowshore map, Dr. Dami's would probably be the closest location that you know is safe to here.
Yeah, yeah, and he can take care of these kids.
Though you would be moving directly through downtown to get there.
Yeah,
Unless
Well,
maybe
we can
it's
keep it
safer
safe
with
now,
the
right?
The monster
We'll
sleepers have been defeated.
safe-ish. Yeah, safe-ish. I don't
The
know.
fog is gone, so
there's probably still some stragglers, possibly, so we should be careful.
sure.
But yeah, we definitely need to bring the kids to a doctor.
Absolutely. As you guys sort of like try to cajole them out of the room, one of them sort of steps forward, seemingly acting as a leader for them, looks at you all. Are we... is it true? Is the monster really gone?
Yes, we slayed Mordecai and his allies. All of them.
And the others, there were 4 more yesterday, and they got taken away last night.
They were taking them.
Taken from here, this room.
There's something about fog being gone, and that man being really upset about it.
That man. Did
The-
they ever mention a name?
Q, something like that. The one you said you slayed.
Oh, Mordecai. For a second, I thought there was another guy.
The plot thickens.
As grisly as it is, I guess I'll go back to that main room where
Mhm.
he was. And are there any children's bodies in there?
Multiple.
Okay.
And some of them are definitely fresher than others. Being pointed out that it happened last night, you could pretty easily identify a few that died within the last 24 hours.
Okay. I'll walk back and just stealthily kind of shake my head at everybody.
I'm afraid there's nothing we could do for them.
A couple of the kids just sort of break
I
down
don't-
into tears.
Yeah, don't worry. The Prince of the Moon shall guide them to their final rest. Take solace in that.
Oh yes, now's the time to evangelize the children. Good job.
Yes! It is!
When they're traumatized, perfect.
I'm trying to calm them with. I could try diplomacy on that.
If you'd like to, you absolutely may.
I will attempt that.
Sure. All right. A couple of the kids seem to take your words maybe to heart. But most of them do sort of like do their best to quiet themselves down, especially when they sort of overhear you guys talking about the fact that it might still be dangerous as you try and get them to Dr. Dami's.
Yeah.
But
And we're avoiding the bridge.
okay, you're going around. I understand.
Are any of
Died
them
last time.
are they just like sick but they're at full health or
Most of them are at full health. They're fatigued. They're malnourished. The sickened is mostly from the smell. Once they get out
Yeah.
into the open, rainy air, they'll gradually recover from that sickened. And once they get some food in them, they'll recover from fatigue without much issue. They do not look like the soldiers who you found imprisoned who had been beaten.
Right.
okay. All right, I guess head back to Dr. Dami's.
Yeah,
with the
you guys
kids
are
and-
absolutely able to bring the kids over to Dr. Dami's. No one is going to get in the way as you do so.
Shino is. Do you by any chance know what happened to the governor's house? Did you see it disappear or?
No.
Oh well, it's gone, and I point at it as we're walking by.
Hey, you see right there.
It's like it never existed. It just is gone. There's no wreckage or anything.
The foundation's still there, right?
The
No,
dirt
no,
foundation is.
Yeah,
Like
the dirt, but not the stone.
The plot of land is cleared for a building to be there, and those two like lion statues that flanked the entrance are there. The building itself and the governor just, it's like they were never there. They're just gone.
I'll attempt to recall knowledge on.
You may certainly try. What are they talking about? Governor? We haven't had a governor here in years. He's always been gone.
I'm not into politics.
Do we need to do the?
No, you do not need to stutter step your way over to Dr. Donnie's. We are
That
Don't take the bridge.
we are well past the stutter stepping.
That was this building, I believe.
Dr. Donnie's was
I
right.
make sure all the children are holding onto the rope like we do,
Oh,
so
okay.
that they don't get lost.
Sure, absolutely. You guys are pretty easily able to take 20 minutes or so, lead the children over to the Hand of Spring. There's a few soldiers out and about who kind of take a look as you guys come bearing children in tow. Some of them break out into relieved smiles, seeing more people be saved, and will make their way over to you all. They'll ask the general questions. The biggest one you get now, consistently when you meet people, is it over?
We think so.
Perhaps if your commanders could organize just a sweep of the city now to get the stragglers, but the ringleaders are dead.
We had a few of the soldiers who went over to the Sibadue exchange the other day made their way this morning over here. They were beginning to search the region. We sent a few people with them. Only the two of us and two more inside stayed to actually keep watch on this location just in case. So hopefully we'll hear back from them soon.
Okay.
But we're hopeful.
Yes, we relit the lantern and it drove back the mist.
That makes sense. And remember, my gran told me stories about that lantern, and that makes sense. There was an old rhyme about a child. I can't really remember it now, but it forgot to light a lantern, and it brought on bad weather. So
Spread the word amongst your men that it was the lantern that drove
Will
back
do.
the mist.
we'll do. Come on
In my
inside.
head.
Get yourself something to rest. You all deserve it.
I'm gonna make these northerners like admit that the fucking lantern saved us.
Many of them
Hey.
will readily admit it. Even Granny Who probably will. She just doesn't really place stock in it. She's like, okay.
It's kind of hard to deny at this point.
Right.
Anyway,
Where did I put that document?
At this point in time, people are going to begin to come out of hiding. Some of the guards every now and then are going to find a few of the remaining Jenkins, a few no longer sentient animals that have not yet made their way into the forest, and either end their existence or cause them to flee back into the woods. But people are going to begin to make their way out. They're going to begin to assess the damage. A number of people are going to begin gathering up the bodies and preparing funeral rites for them, identifying who has not survived. Friends and families are going to begin to reunite from the various areas that they were trapped in. The rain gradually begins to stop as the day progresses, and the sun begins to shine. Truly, for the first time, if we don't count like an hour of yesterday, the sun will shine on Willowshore once more, and the town is able to begin rebuilding. The question I have for you all is, what do you do now?
I go find a family, make sure see how they're doing.
Absolutely.
As I try and find
is
this.
it fairly safe to split up at this point? To do different things about the
If
city?
you guys would
or-
like to, you're absolutely welcome to split up.
Well, That's not what I said.
And yet,
All
that is
right.
how I will answer. It would probably
What?
be beneficial for you guys. I mean, you guys have had the greatest hand in saving the town. Both of the town leaders are probably going to want to have a word with you relatively soon.
Yeah.
But they would not
Mhm.
deny you guys the opportunity to look for people you're looking for and take some time to rest as needed. But
The
the town will
only
need to
quote
run.
unquote family I have I know is safe.
Right.
I will look for my two.
Yeah. You want to look for
Can't remember their names. It's been
Wei
so long.
Fong and Chuan.
Yes.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a perception check to try and find the two of them. Okay. It takes you a little while, but you do manage to find them. Both in separate places. Wei Fong actually was in the region of downtown and quickly, after fighting off a few of the Jenkins themselves, hopped the walls into the abandoned estates and went and hid near the old shrine of Desna that's there, hoping to make use of any sort of divine protection. And whether it worked or not, he survived. Chuan was actually out. He wasn't directly in the city proper when this all happened. He had been out gathering herbs on the nearby mountains. When the fog began to descend, he mentions sort of making his way as quickly as possible back to town and sort of keeping to the edges of town and just keeping an eye on things, but not directly entering. But you do manage to find both of them safe.
I'm glad that you both made it.
I'm glad to see you that you're okay as well, Gaius.
We do have some cleaning to do at the house, but everything seems to be all right.
I think having to do a bit of cleaning is better than having to bury one of us, so
True.
better to take what we have and not wish for any more at this point.
Well then, shall we get back to the house and rest? It's been a very long 3 days.
Let's head back, yes. And the three of you begin making your way back towards your house. A few people on the street notice you, especially the ones who have been made aware that you, Gaius, took a big role in helping to save the town. And there's a lot of people that just directly express thanks towards you as you're walking. But the three of you manage to make your way back to your relatively modest accommodations and set about cleaning up and repairing what needs to be fixed.
That'll be it for me at the moment.
Actually, speaking of which, do you remember, Gaius, when you went to your house and you had to deal with some, I believe they were cockroaches in the next door building that had also been ransacked?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The tavern, right?
Yeah, the old one of the taverns. Do you do any work in repairing there today, or are you just solely focusing on your small house?
I'll help fix up that place too, since it's
Okay.
next door.
There is one thing that catches your attention. that old wanted poster you all found when you were there last time of Fan Hongui. That's not a colored wanted poster. At least it shouldn't be. It wasn't when you last saw it. Now, however, the cloak Hongrui is wearing in that depiction is a blood red. And it doesn't necessarily look like blood has just dropped onto the document from somewhere. It fills the lines perfectly.
Whoa.
I'll rip the poster down and take it.
Sure. Yeah. And it wasn't actually on the wall. You guys found it on the floor earlier, and it's still there. Doesn't look like it's been moved as far as you could tell.
I'll pick it up and take it then.
I knew that's important.
I'll hold on to it for now as time to rest. So
Sure. Kurumori, you make your way over to the Sibadue, where both your mother, your sister, your father, your friends, all of them are safe and sound. It's so funny to just watch a token move. I don't know why.
Since I like to flip mine.
Just watching them go long distances, just slowly moving, is entertaining to me.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, I'm just really tired at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think your family completely understands that, and even your sister, who wants to press you for a bunch of details, you come back injured. You're not at your full hit points like you were last time you saw them. You are covered in a number of wounds that are bloody. So even as much as she and your mother and your father want to sort of bug you for information, they know to sort of hold back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a chunk of flesh missing on my neck.
Yeah. Zart has no such repercussions and will absolutely start bugging you for information on what happened.
Yes, it was quite the battle. After we gathered all you, we dealt with the Bozu on the bridge. We drugged it. It was quite the sight to see him fall over drunk. And half his minions didn't know what to do. Half of them ran away. It was still a tough fight. And then we took the fight to their last leader, Motoku. Boy, did I thought I knew what that creature was, and I was completely wrong. I thought it was some sort of rat creature. No. He had a neck. He could reach 10 feet with his neck. So bizarre.
I mean,
that's sure over all the little details of the fights. This is sort of like Turmor's never had, or Kentoro's never been in such a situation before where his life was on the line. So he's sort of like still coming off the high.
Rena will look at like the chunk of your neck that's missing, be like, "Did he take your neck and add it onto his?"
No, he just swallowed it, but
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Your neck wouldn't taste good.
If I remember right, someone cut his throat, so it just fell out again.
Yes. Yeah, there was a very solid attack where you guys opened a wound in his throat. So it's just a chunk of your throat just kind of on the floor back at the tea house.
But for now, much of the danger is past, and we can set about rebuilding and putting those who had fallen to rest.
Yeah.
And I might share like a knowing glance at my father, just sort of like, there's more. There's more to what happened here, and it's just like, I don't think this is over.
He catches your eye and he just gives you a quick nod. Well, in any case, you've done enough for now. It's best that you get some rest, and I'll see if we can grab anyone here who can patch up your wounds, which your mother would already be working on.
Right on.
But for anyone who's going to be asking for you, you've, for better or worse, shown that you're willing to help the town, so just be careful she doesn't take too much advantage of that.
Indeed, I've heard some of the things you said, and I was like, I'm not quite sure if I'm fully on board with the way you do things.
Make sure you don't repeat any of those things I've said, please.
Certainly,
Don't want my job at risk.
I understand.
Ko, anyone in particular you would like to speak with during this time?
I would probably go and report to Matsuki,
Sure.
and regroup with Wushu, I guess, too. That's her name, right? Wushu?
Yeah, young Wushu.
Yeah.
Matsuki's definitely got his little war council going on, even still, and Wushu is part of it at this point. But as you sort of make your way into the room, everyone sort of lights up all together. Well, one of the heroes returns. Drove away the fog yesterday. I'm hoping you come back with more good news today. Though, on your own, I'm not sure that bodes well. Don't tell me you're the only one left.
No, the others.
Sorry.
I could make the joke, but I'm not going to. No, the others wanted to check on their loved ones and possibly report to Granny Who.
His face falls when you say that a little bit.
But I can't stand that woman's presence, so I didn't want to go.
Well. Yeah, sit down, have a drink. Want to hear all about everything. Not just your fight this morning, but that last thing you just said. I'd love if you could elaborate on that a bit further.
I'll get. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yang Wuxi just interrupts. Maybe later then. You and I will have a good conversation in the future.
Yes. All three of the known ringleaders of the invasion are dead.
Well.
And we've freed several children that he had captive. Unfortunately, when we cleared the mist, he got angry and killed some of them in a rage before we got there. It's very unfortunate.
We had no way of knowing that would happen, and for all we know, if you didn't drive away the fog, he would have had additional help, so...
That's true.
You did the best you could, and quite frankly, that's more than we could ask.
The wounded in the north are being taken to Dr. Dami's.
It's good to hear. Oh,
and
I'll be busy for a while.
Trying to think of it now. It's just stragglers being rounded up, Jenkins and the like. The town should be clear within the day.
And I think it's perfect time for us to get to work. You'll sort of look at Yuso Jin, Eliza Kendora, Yong Wushu, and Cho Chung, who are all there with him. And they'll sort of nod. We have a number of people who we've now equipped with spears. They aren't fully trained soldiers, but we'll send them out and they'll begin sweeping through the area, seeing who they can find, and doing their best to, at the very least, scare off any stragglers of these monsters. We'll aid our efforts as best we can.
The only other thing I can think to report is I'm not sure if we told you this last night or whenever we were here. When the mist cleared, it appeared to hit something in the sky, like a flat plane of some kind, and then it disappeared. I have no idea what it was, but
I don't think that's enough to go off of necessarily, but
yeah.
one thing, one
Just
more
saying
thing to
that
keep track of.
while the town is safe now, we have no idea what actually happened here.
Exactly. Well, you get some rest. We're going to finish clearing out the town today. Ban Yang and I will get together probably tomorrow and begin sorting out things. Once you and yours are rested up, we'll probably be asking for your help if you're willing to provide it a bit further.
Of course. Um, then I guess I would just talk to
Yeah. Wushu for a while.
Wushu and tell her about the possession.
Have you talked with her about it before, do you think?
She in my backstory, before she took over the blacksmithy from her dad, was an adventurer.
Right.
She traveled with my parents and some other people who I ended up living with when my parents, or when Ko's parents left him with them for what is said to be protection, like they were being hunted or something.
Right.
We don't know actually what, and they were actually trying to find out
Right.
why I was so powerful or whatever. And then I got driven off from the other people's place, and they sent me to live with her. So
Right.
she
Alright.
knows that about my powers and how they can go out of control.
Yeah, she's
But
definitely seen the possession before then, a few times.
it's never like actually fully gone into a possession like that before.
Oh, okay then. Good to know. Good to know.
Like the way I think about it is like the entity just now gained enough power to be able to do
Sure.
that. So he doesn't even know what it is in him. But he's probably just like probably gonna cry and just be like, I thought I was getting better. I feel like such a fool.
Well, considering the fact that you just went, what, 3, 4 days now of near endless fighting, doing your best to hide, and then fighting a variety of powerful foes that you were not necessarily equipped, even if you had friends to work with, that probably pushed you far beyond your limits than you've dealt with before, so
Yes,
it's
I
no
mean whatever it
surprise.
is, it did save my life.
That's a good thing.
Um, I don't know. I need to research it.
Have you ever tried, and this might sound strange, but if it has gained enough sentience to save your life, have you tried communing with it at all?
Well, I didn't know it was there to commune with, but now I certainly will look into that possibility. Do you know of a way to do so?
I'm simply. I may have been an adventurer once, but now I'm just a blacksmith. But, no, I don't have many ways I could help, but potentially
I'm just
Eliza could.
yeah, I'm just hesitant to share after what happened.
It's fair.
in I forget what city I just said in the backstory, but
Oh, that's a great question.
I don't know if I typed it out in my character sheet or not. I don't think so.
It is not in your character sheet. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Jericho. I might not have even said it.
It does not. Yeah, it does not look like you specified the city.
Okay, I'll figure that out.
Sure.
That's
It's not terribly important, but if you
Yeah,
would like to,
yeah.
you're more than welcome to. It's. I know
And
that.
how superstitious people are, rightly so, in this town.
Yes, but at the very least, Elizabeth is a priestess of the Lady of Graves, so she has expertise in dealing with spirits. Even if she can't assist you in communing with it, she might be able to provide insight into what it is.
I will do that as soon as I can. I will help you rebuild the blacksmithy tomorrow.
We'll have to move everything over there back from here anyways, so rebuilding is going to be a long process. I imagine you'll have, if you're willing to continue helping Matsuki, then helping to rebuild the blacksmithy. I can get other people to assist with that. You will. Whatever they have need of you is probably far more important than a single building being repaired.
Sure. That sounds good. I need to sleep now. I'm going to stumble off into one of the random rooms in this place with a bed and
Absolutely. Find a bed
try to
just.
fall asleep. But planning on one day getting drunk with Matsuki.
He will be ecstatic to do that with you.
And that is me. I'm done.
All right. Ishino, anyone you would like to speak with after this has ended?
Yeah, I think he goes and checks. I think this is the right spot, but
Yep.
he goes and checks on Jubei.
Yeah.
And the
Jubei was actually
Mother's
at
Coil.
the Hand of Spring where you guys dropped the kids off. So you're able to meet up with her there, and with everything being over, if you guys are happy or separating, she'd be happy to walk over to Mother's Coil with you if you
Sounds
didn't want to
good.
remain there. But
Is Jubei unique to your character, or is it an NPC in the town?
Igawa Jubei is the wizard in charge of Mother's Coil, the local wizard's tower.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so he's kind of has some magical mishap stuff in his background. So he's um, there was a previous wizard in town that he would kind of work things through with, and then eventually that wizard took on Jubei as the apprentice. And so, despite Ishino being very old and Jubei being, I think, pretty young, a young adult, they've known each other for a while. So he kind of does the same catch up story. When he goes to the tower, he restocks on some of his magical components and stuff that he uses to create things, and just kind of gives her the lowdown of what he's been doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jubei herself was actually injured, which was part of the reason she was at Dr. Dami's. Let me see if I can remind myself what injury she actually had. Can't remember if hers was the broken ankle or the burns.
I think it was the burns, because the broken ankle was the scout.
Yes, there was. Goodness gracious, we had two important people who were both injured there.
I don't know the scout's name.
Sumika was the member of the Silver Mist Lodges that you guys rescued a while ago, who you would also know, Ishino. Tianjie has a burn wound. The alchemist from Second Best, the inventor. He was the one who burned himself, and Igawa Jubei has a sprained ankle as well. I was right. Aha. Her sprained ankle was from a Jinkin contraption. Something that had trapped the outside. She'll mention to you, those little buggers. I've always hated Fae. They... Honestly, when I first heard the sounds of people fleeing outside, decided to come out to see what was going on, and found that something, or someone, had set traps outside the front door. Ended up getting my ankle caught in them. Couldn't really move around all that well. So, glad to see you're doing all right, at the very least. You don't seem too worse for wear after all this.
He kind of just like points to his crossbow and he says, sometimes it's better to be dealing with the problems from far away.
Well, I can try to deal with problems from far away. In fact, I much prefer the far away, but it's a little hard when you're not expecting a trap. Anyway, how well did your control go? I know you've been practicing with, at the very least, minor infusions of your magic into your attacks. Has that been working out? Did you have any struggles with that during this time? Probably pushed you more than you were expecting, so just want to make sure there's not anything we need to sit down and think about and go over.
He looks and kind of says probably in the next couple of days he'll catch up on that. He's got some notes of his own to make as he's kind of just raiding the usual shelves for the components.
Please don't take any more of the spirits, Ash. I am running super low on that, and I need to procure some more, but I am quite heavily in need of that for some experiments, so don't take too much, please.
He puts it back and just grabs something else instead.
Thank you. We'll get some more, and once we get trade back up and running with Karahai, then we'll get some more then. But for now, please just don't take any.
You know, then he kind of makes sure she's settled in and anything she needs for, like not for healing because I think that's already been taken care of, but just mobility purposes.
She's got a whole split around her ankle. She's got a little crutch to use. She's going to struggle with the stairs in the tower for a while, but she just kind of looks at them.
Yeah, he tells, or he'll stop by to over the next few days to help out with whatever's needed.
Thanks.
On the high shelves or upstairs.
Do me a favor. Just grab one of my pillows and bring it down here, don't you? I'll just sleep down here for the next few days.
He does, and then he comments on the state of uncleanliness of her room.
I haven't been there in 3 days. What do you want from me?
Organized area helps for an organized mind.
My notes are organized enough. I've got a lot on my mind. I can't focus on that. If I take time to clean, then I'm taking time away from experimenting. I keep the lab clean. That's enough.
All right. Well, I've never been able to convince you otherwise, so
Nor will you.
I'll be back.
As you make your way, am I correct in imagining that perhaps one of those buildings near Mother's Coil is where your house would be?
No, I think he would stay probably near the lodges, which I think are
to. Silver Mist lodges are these and these as well. So, like this pair of houses or in this area could be your house if you wanted.
Ooh, that looks like a big house. We'll go with that one.
It's in ruins.
Houses. It is in ruins right now, yes.
That's okay. Gives it personality.
It's in a worse state than my house.
It's a fixer-upper. It's a fixer-upper.
That's one way of putting it. All right.
I've been working on this house for like 50 years to try and get it into a flippable state.
Alrighty. Well, it's probably going to be 2 to 3 days before Granny Who and Old Motsky call for you all to ask for your assistance in something further. Is there anything in particular you all want to do during that time, or do you just wish to rest? Take some time and relax.
Ooh. Hmm.
What was
That's a
the
good
wanted
question.
poster thing? Did you share that information?
Is Gaius going to share that with the group?
Are we all back together now?
If you, I am.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, we could meet up.
It is time for you guys to rest and do anything you would like for a couple days before you get called on by responsibilities. So,
Yeah.
the choice is yours what you would like to do. If you'd like to meet up with one another for anything else, if you just want to take time to rest. I am
Guys,
okay
for
with anything.
sure, will just rest. It's
It's
been
I
very,
think go
very
ahead.
long and almost died multiple occasions. Just kind of not want to think about it for a little while.
I think it'd be probable that like maybe at night sometime we just meet at a tavern and
Get some
discuss
drinks.
what's been happening. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. Find the least damaged tavern, or go drink tea at the over here, which maybe is not as bad. We never checked on the what's their
The Leshies.
the Leshies. Yeah.
No, Buckthorn made his way over there to check on them after separating from you guys when downtown was mostly cleared.
Yeah, I assume they got through it relatively unscathed, but we never went there.
Most
so.
likely. Thrice Blessed Inn is in relatively good condition. A lot of people were hiding there, so that'd probably be the best place to go grab a drink right now. If you guys
Yeah,
wanted
so maybe
to.
night 2 or something after we help rebuild
Sure.
in our home districts. If everyone's okay with that, I don't want to.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be fine. I debate if I want to start crafting weapons with the cold iron. Mainly because I'm not very skilled in crafting just yet.
Right. I mean, you could work on it. With a solid 2 days or so of downtime, you could probably work on alloying one of your weapons with the cold iron.
Well, part of it is like when I become level 3, I become trained in martial, and I am intending to craft a katana.
Well then maybe just hold on to it until then.
Yeah, because I only have simple weapons, so
We have four people trained in crafting. That's awesome.
Crafting the best.
I'm not very smart, though. Yeah, I'll probably hold off on the crafting bit for now until
Sure.
as I often
Absolutely.
get a little more proficient.
Yeah. Above table, the campaign is separated really into each of the seasons. So while there are things to do, you will have as much downtime as you would like to take over the course of the summer here.
Yeah.
To do things.
Makes sense.
But
I think we all know that we need to go investigate what actually happened, but we don't want to. We're just like, fuck. We have to go do this.
take some time to
Yeah,
rest.
We were
Yeah,
all
there's
beaten,
some,
battered.
There certainly was hints of a greater conspiracy.
What do you mean? I'm certain I've given
Oh.
no such hints.
The Gurgle Guts final words.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So, the rest of the day passes in relative peace as most people rest. The next day is just another day of beginning to rebuild in your respective houses and areas before afternoon turns to evening and the lot of you find your way over to Thrice Blessed Inn. Unless any of you wish to stay home. Those of you who wish to go out and get a drink for the first time in a while, make your way over there. And There are a few people, not really many people drinking. Most people are working pretty hard through the day and then going to sleep, since today's sort of the first full day where it was confirmed that, hey, monsters are gone. So a lot of people are finally coming back out, going back to their houses. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. There's going to be a large funeral service for everyone who has been deceased. From what you guys heard as you made your way over to the inn, somewhere in the realm of probably 40 or odd citizens passed in this attack. It was the most bloody event in Willowshore's recent history since the Night of Broken Blades. So there will be a funeral service and then a period of mourning beginning tomorrow. So aside from those of you who go, only a few people are actually at Thrice Blessed Inn to drink tonight. For those of you who do drink, Mother Otis is very grateful for the work you have done and offers you free drinks for the evening. I'd be remiss if I, at least for now, put a tab up for those of you who saved the town. After all, I wouldn't be here to allow you to rack up a tab if you didn't.
Thank you. I imagine those of us who've been here, who've been fighting the most here, we're probably all covered in bandages right now.
Yeah. Everyone can go ahead and pop themselves back up to full hit points if they are not there currently. You can take a long rest to make yourself back up to full spell slots and resources. You can absolutely do that. Just make sure when you take a long rest, you then manually bump your hit points up, since a long rest will not guarantee to heal you fully.
Oh, 0 con.
Wahoo! A good old 2 hit points.
That'll do it.
Does wounded go away?
Yes, your wounded should be gone. I mean, if you really want to be wounded too, I won't stop you.
I slept pretty wrong, alright?
Are you that old? You're just, I slept on my hip.
I mean, he is the second oldest in the party now that Ishino has joined.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there.
Well, 2/3 of Ishino's age.
Yeah.
Almost double some of the younger whippersnappers in the party.
Might have been like maybe the third time Itaro has actually drank alcohol.
Oh, good.
Did Kuro report to Granny Who, or is she just like sitting there?
She hasn't called on him yet.
Oh, okay.
She's been pretty busy, and had you gone to her, she would have had a long conversation, but you recognize, especially with what your dad told you, that you're probably going to get called on anyways in the next few days, so you're sort of enjoying the break while you can.
All right.
So,
A toast to the defenders of Willowshore.
Ishino starts reminiscing on the good old days. All right.
Guy's not here yet.
Oh, I'm still taking my time.
That's him. Oh.
I've been beat up pretty bad.
You guys sent an invite to Gaius, and he didn't even bother responding.
Okay.
And he went down several times. I think he went down the most of all of us.
My old body can't take it anymore. I don't spring back like you guys.
Cole got knocked out by a
weasel.
bookshelf once.
Oh, the bookshelf.
Yeah,
forgot
that
about
was
that.
that was fun. Bookshelf got dropped on my head and I went unconscious. Yes. I think that's
Great
the only
start.
time I went down this campaign so far. But
It
We can
was.
fix that.
yeah,
Don't sound too excited.
tempting fate.
Caronway has a entry on his notes for party casualties, so I just nonchalant put everyone on it.
Don't scare him like that.
I will eventually make my way over.
Okay.
Really late. Just kind of just limping.
Everyone's like multiple
That-
drinks in when you finally make your way in.
Zan's busy studying.
Zion is taking a smoke break in the ethereal plane, as per usual when a player misses session.
Yep.
No,
Well,
he's helping his uncle take care of all of the injured.
Well, the town is rebuilding slowly.
I imagine.
How have your reunions been?
Yeah, good. Good. We're. Thankfully, my family was relatively unscathed.
I will just take the wanted poster and kind of just set it down. Did this always have color?
No. I do not recall it having color.
This is how it was found yesterday.
Did they ever have wanted posters in color?
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Ishino. Sorry, go ahead.
it's not normal. Yeah, I just want to say that's not normal for wanted posters. No.
Taking a look at it, Ishino, the name Fan Hongrui, it's a young woman wearing a now very obviously red cloak. You remember this event. This was about 3 years ago, winter of 7105. There was a group of dangerous fugitives who apparently attempted to curse the imperial family. The current Governor He, had received a missive from Cizé about that. And this Fan Hong Rui, this wanted poster was sent in with her, and she was the one who showed up in Willowshore, claiming to be searching for aid in dealing with a friend's snake bite, you recall. But when the governor attempted to arrest her, she used magic to distract and injure a number of guards before fleeing. From what you're aware of, after she got tracked to and into the northeast, a fire erupted during the standoff, and she is said to have passed away in that. Based off of your role, that being 3 years ago, Ishino, after the fire, do you think you would have gone to the burned down inn at any point to see if there were traces of magic or not?
If it doesn't break anything, I think Ishino might have also been part of
Sure.
the group tracking her down. If that doesn't conflict with anything, and he
Cool.
probably would have returned at some point.
Yeah. And part of the mystery is officially the fire is believed to have been triggered by Fan, but there are more than a few who claim that the governor and the guards started the fire in an attempt to force her out. If you were there, you very well could have been one of the people setting that fire.
Sure.
So,
Oh,
That's the Canary Inn, right?
mm-hmm.
From the player's guide? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you remember this figure. You remember her injuring a few people with magic. You remember chasing her. She had 2 allies with her, if you recall properly, back at the inn. And you remember setting those fires, trying to smoke them out, not give them enough chance to use magic. You remember their screams. You remember the burning bodies charging out of the building, trying to find some way to douse the flames on themselves. You remember a couple of the other guards blocking the one who was trying to get to the well, and you all just kind of watching as they burn to death.
Yeah, Ishino doesn't mention all the morbid pieces of it, but he shares enough of the information. And thinking back, as when you guys pointed out that the manor seems to be missing, like it's pretty tenuous, but you know, if she was magical in nature,
Yeah. She didn't.
You
might
should
be
share
lead.
that the fire was started by the guard. And by you
Uh,
specifically. I'm
no,
assuming not.
he. I'm thinking of The Office, and I'm like, Ryan started the fire. So- but I don't
Ryan,
think
that
Ryan's an
monster.
appropriate name for
You
guard in this
do
setting.
recall. Sorry for interrupting. You do recall her final words, though, in a moment of clarity as she burned. She promised that all those who serve Longhua will soon know how it feels to lose it all. Longhua collapsed within a year of that happening. So,
Yeah, he's definitely sharing that. He's gonna paint it, or not paint it, but he's gonna skip over some of the details that that don't paint him in as nice of a light. But he doesn't like skip over that what they were doing was, you know, justice in the sense of they committed a crime kind of thing, and that's his job.
it matches up with the information the rest of you remembered when you first noticed this wanted poster. Now that it's read, though.
I think at some point he suggests we might want to go up that way, but I don't think it's super urgent if things have calmed down a bit.
Maybe recall knowledge on the cloak in the picture. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And also, is the one poster's not magical at all, right? Like if we do a detect magic.
If you detect magic, you do sense magic.
From the wanted poster? Oh.
Does anyone have read aura? Because that'd be how you specifically test an object. Detect magic is a much larger radius.
Yeah.
The cleric could prepare it.
Mr.
He gets to
Smokebreak
know
knows read aura.
every.
Oh no, that'd be Kuromori is the cleric.
Yeah,
Sorry.
clerics can. They still know every spell, right? They just have to.
Yeah, I would have to prepare it, but I don't have.
Ask
I don't have a
Sukio.
slot free
Sukio,
for it.
is that the correct one?
Sukio.
Yeah, is
yes,
your
that's
god,
my,
right? Yeah.
That's my god, yeah.
Sukio could bless you to be able to read the aura.
Ko and Kuromori, neither of you are aware at all of the cloak having any magic or enchantments or anything like that.
What about that flask?
You would have had more than enough time to identify it over the last day. And I'm actually sorry, I'm recalling my notes on this. Ishino, the two accomplices of Fan Hongrui, they were the two who charged out of the building burning, and while you guys denied one of them jumping into the well, you did end up burying them near the ruined building. You guys never found Hongrui's body.
Sounds good.
So, that is
Well,
my
not
bad
good,
for...
but...
What do you mean, not good? Only perfect things
that
with
was
that.
a long time ago.
Yeah, a couple years back. Having taken some time, you guys could have easily identified Modokyu's flask as a flask of fellowship. Beautiful little flask, as well as a few metal cups that nest together. It's always filled with alcohol, and it's always filled with whatever alcohol the target of your efforts would like to most have. And it's not always alcohol. It could be wine, tea, water with lemon, whatever they want. But if you share a drink with an individual
cool.
when you attempt to make an impression with them, you do get a bonus on your diplomacy check.
That's
It will
real
not
cool.
work if sharing a drink does not make sense for the situation.
Out
That's
of
interesting.
curiosity, have we seen, just in our time living here, like other wanted posters of her?
You remember wanted posters of her back when she was actually, like, the 3 years ago when she was active?
Mhm.
After she was quote unquote caught, though, the wanted posters were all taken down. In fact, it was kind of strange you guys even found this wanted poster at the inn in the first place, because the
Would
inn
the
shouldn't have really
library
had
have a
it anymore.
copy?
The library might have a copy for its records,
Because I want,
absolutely.
yeah, I want to see if it's also in that picture that turned red.
Fair.
Um,
Yeah, that would actually be perfect to speak with Cyan about, because he is the one who manages the library. It's not a very large
yeah,
library in town.
we can do that when he comes back then. But
Sure. Absolutely.
so
Well,
you
so what
buried the
did you
bodies
guys?
by the inn.
Oh,
I guess we need to check that out. But
where was the inn?
it's northeast.
Pop over to the
Oh,
map real quick.
so way.
It's kind of over at that crossroads. Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's pretty far away, especially because
Several,
this is a mountain in the way. Green Silk Peak, it is called.
uh,
Oh.
So
in this campaign, what is a hex?
2 miles.
A day. Oh, okay, only
Yeah.
2 miles. So.
Yeah, so you could traverse a number of hexes in a day, potentially.
It's like a couple days journey, maybe.
Yeah. If you were to ride straight there, it'd probably be about 3 days worth of travel. Those the dashed lines are hunting trails,
Okay.
and then the solid lines are the actual roads.
The only two things we have to do that I know of is investigate that or go get the pearls.
Sure. I'll also say these like heavier dashed lines are like seasonal creeks.
Oh, interesting.
If we want to own a tea house together.
Let's go into business.
I'll admit it's not high on my priorities.
I do have tea lore.
Oh,
Hot
there
dog.
you go. What do you suppose Gurglegut meant when we slew him? He said, oh, how did he put it? We don't know what's going on, or something along those lines.
That there's someone else behind it.
That's what I thought as well.
Possibly this woman, and points at the wanted poster, or maybe her family. Old friend, who knows?
Well,
Hmm.
who's to say?
Perhaps
Oh,
when you read Aura tomorrow, we'll know more about this enchantment on the wanted poster.
does let's see here. Yeah, we don't need 2 detect magic. Yeah, I can change my spell preparation.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to talk about tonight?
Trying to remember everything that's happened.
It's a hectic few days.
Oh, I guess the other thing we could try is to find the spider.
Ugly Cute is still missing.
Yes. I kind of wonder if we do think this Fonguri or Hungary is still alive and is behind this attack.
Go ahead and actually type the name up in chat for you guys.
Kind of wonder if maybe she's behind the shrine and the water being active, or even being placed there. Because Lady Nambo is a deity of calamity, and she basically she doesn't want like complete destruction. What, she revels in destruction. Like it's athymia to her to allow a natural disaster to completely destroy a community or leave a group of no survivors. So like she wants survivors, sort of thing. Which kind of sounds like what those final words are kind of saying there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a quick road trip up north, northeast.
Well, and we did see swirling around the shrine at the bottom of the lake to her. Do you think that was where this was emanating from, the mist and everything?
That I don't know. I think it's premature
I don't
to make
know
that.
how we go down there and explore that. We're not allowed to go in the water. But we've already broken that rule, so.
Well, that's why if there's a ghost nearby. If there's no ghost nearby, we should be okay.
I mean, hey, you guys know what happened the last time you went. Even tried to cross the lake on boats. If you want to jump into the water at this point in time, be my guests.
We have to believe that the lantern will protect us now. I guess.
Even when the
know.
lantern is lit, the 8 practices are meant to be observed for at least the first few weeks of summer.
Oh,
You're
it's
still
only
in the first week of summer.
Oh, it's only a certain time of year?
Yeah, it's not constant. It's
not your own.
The so-called season of ghosts is the first like month or so after the first day of summer, and that is when hauntings from the specter wood and general spiritual activity becomes a lot more prevalent in the region typically. So the 8 practices were developed to help protect people from those. The Eternal Lantern not being lit and the monster invasion may have exacerbated things, but those are general practices that are still typically observed for 4 weeks or so after the first day of summer.
Are there any clerics of her in town?
Of Lady Nonbio?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not that you're aware of. There might be a few people that worship her,
yeah,
or at least give reverence, but there's no direct clerics of her.
It's just Kandora might know more.
Elizabeth? Yeah.
Yeah, she might even know. Maybe she knows more about that shrine, because I don't know who was unaware of that shrine, but perhaps Lady Kandora knew about it.
That's
may have had an idea when it showed up.
Kandora. Okay.
Perhaps.
Yeah, Isis Kandora is the priestess Pharasma.
Yes.
Okay.
Priestess at her fluvial lady of souls.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. Okay.
Well, you guys have a number of things to potentially look into, and tomorrow is the big funeral for those who passed, and most of you probably have the innate suspicion that you're going to get called on by Granny Who and or Old Motsky tomorrow for a full report on everything and to potentially ask you for your opinions or help on something or other. So, it'd be best to get some sleep tonight at the very least and not be hungover when tomorrow occurs.
Oh, does Coach
Oh,
Does
go ahead.
Coach share that weird visual thing you saw when we got rid of the fog? Because I think only you and Cyan saw that.
Yeah, I've told everyone about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he called it
I
out when it
told
happened.
yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
told Matsuki about that as well a couple days ago. I don't know if he's looking and having anyone look into that, but
I'm not sure how one
it
would
was
look into that.
strange. Yeah, it's
Let's shoot crossbows into the sky and see if it hits anything.
Throw them straight up like lawn darts.
Get them javelins ready.
but it is a good since the funeral is tomorrow. Perhaps we should think about what we want to say, and really what we don't want to say. We don't want to mention Fan Hong Rui, do we? Cause even more of a stir. I don't.
No, we should only mention that to the leaders of the town, not to the.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just, if we are taught to say anything, we should stick to saying that the crisis is over and it's time to rebuild and move on and pray for the souls that have been lost to find their final rest.
Indeed.
Right. Well, as you all make your way back to your respective houses, or what remains of them at least, in order to rest for the remainder of the night, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break before tomorrow arrives. I may or may not have completely forgotten that we should have had our break like 30 minutes ago. Oops. So stand up, stretch, grab some water, and I will see you all in a few minutes.
Sounded good.
And welcome back, everyone. So, as you all finish up your conversation and drinks, head to sleep for the night before waking up the next morning and beginning to make your way towards downtown, where a large funeral procession is going to be held for those who passed away during the attack. I have a question for you all, and please do not think of anything that I might mean when I ask this question. Going to this funeral procession, are you bringing weapons, and are you wearing armor?
Yes. After what happened to me last time, I will be paranoid.
Fair enough. That is completely understandable.
Yeah, I just have daggers, so I
Okay.
would conceal them on my body somewhere.
Silly little casters with their explorer's clothing and daggers.
I think.
Probably leave my
Kurumori-
caster's targe at home, but
Okay.
I think Kurumori might not be wearing the scale mail.
All right. That is fair. And so
but
Kurumori,
he
you're the
would-
only unarmored one.
He would. I probably won't have the buckler either. But he would have like the spear on him because that's Tsukio's
Sure.
favorite weapon.
Favored weapon, sort of your divine instrument of your faith, almost.
Yeah.
Because you have
Yeah.
emblazoned it as well.
Yeah, I have.
Absolutely. A large number of people make their way sort of along the streets of downtown as you all begin to watch, sort of almost taking up this area as the procession sort of begins over by the Hand of Spring and winds its way down the main road across the bridge, where nothing bad happens, before hanging left towards the Dawnstep Bridge, where they will make their way up towards her fluvial Lady of Souls to be interred. So it's a decently long procession, but a lot of people just sort of line up along the roadsides and just keep silent and mourn those who have passed. There's a number of tears throughout the morning. It is a somber event, to be sure. no one really has words or speeches that are said for this. No one wanted to make this a big, real event. Those who knew anyone who passed have, over the last day or two, said what they would like to say about them. Willowshore is a small enough community that just about everyone knows each other. So, even if no one says anything direct, everyone is hit pretty hard just by the number of people that pass. As this procession continues, about an hour and a half into it, can I get perception checks from everyone, please? Okay. Kromori. You begin to hear something coming from behind you all. You all are roughly positioned where the procession sort of turns towards Dawnstep Bridge. You can hear a sound moving along the cobblestone streets. It's the clattering of wheels and hooves on cobblestone.
I'll glance in that direction. Wonder what that noise is.
Yeah. You
Is
see,
that a horse and carriage?
not carriage, but cart. It appears to be a horse-drawn cart with a figure sort of walking alongside it, making their way towards downtown. Seem to be wearing, from what you can tell from here, blue clothes and a wide-brimmed hat. It's a little hard to tell. They're a couple 100 feet away still. You just sort of caught the sound, but it's definitely going to get louder if it gets any closer, and probably start becoming audible to others.
Yeah. I'm not like actually part of the procession per
No,
se, right?
you
Like
are
I'm
just
sort of following,
standing
just
sort of
following
in the
along, right?
wake alongside everyone else.
I think I might move to intercept it just to make sure this person isn't disturbing the procession.
Sure. As you approach, he's like a middle-aged Tien man. You can see like a 5 o'clock shadow on his face, wide-brimmed hat. You don't see any hair underneath.
No, I recognize, right?
No one you recognize. He's got a large number of like bits and baubles in pouches on his apron and in little bags at his hips. He's got a large pack on his back, and you can see a raven kind of perched on his shoulder as well. You see a number of like odds and ends in the cart as well. He looks like this, one might say.
Right. Looks reputable.
But as he approaches and sees you approach, he like puts a hand on the horse's neck and it slows to a stop. Hello there. This is my first time in this town. Is there a parade going on? I see quite a lot of people down the way.
No, it's a funeral procession.
The smile immediately drops from his face. Oh, I'm terribly sorry about that. Then perhaps I'd best. Is there a way for me to stay out of the way for now? Are they coming this way? I don't want to be in their way.
They'll be crossing the bridge, and then heading towards the temple of Pharasma.
You have a temple to the Lady of Graves here. Wonderful. Well, then I suppose I shall wait a while. I am. To be fair, I was hoping to stay in the town for the day, anyways. I am a, as you can see, I am a traveling merchant. I haven't really stopped by here before, but it's nearby my route, so I was thinking of perhaps adding it on.
Traveler, you're fortunate you did not come a few days earlier. It would have been extremely dangerous.
Oh,
My name is Kiramori. I don't believe I recognized you.
Shinzo, no surname. It's an absolute pleasure. And this right here, cute little thing is Yix.
Oh,
The bird will open its mouth and make a loud cawing sound in response. Yix, quiet. It's a somber time.
well, it's good to meet you, but yeah, do I know how much longer the procession is going to take, roughly?
You would imagine at this point probably another hour or so.
Ah, okay. I'll tell him, like, it's probably an hour and a half until the procession is completed.
Well, I was hoping to set up a shop here anyways for the day, so I'm perfectly happy to wait. Would it be all right if, at the very least, I paid my respects to the past as well?
I'm sure that should be fine as long as you don't cause any sort of commotion or do any disruptions, obviously.
Of course, I am a devout of the Lady of Graves myself, so I'm well aware of the rites that should be taken.
Oh, very good. I guess if you want to secure your horse and cart, perhaps you may walk with me to the procession.
All right, I would greatly appreciate that. I think the rest of you probably also see Kuramori sort of making his way back towards the procession with this unknown
I would say
figure in tow.
my holy symbol would be out on
Sure.
display, obviously.
Yeah.
So he would probably recognize I'm a follower of Tsukio.
Absolutely. He does not have a holy symbol of Pharasma, visibly obvious as far as you can tell.
I guess I will walk up to him. Mine is very prominent on my tabard.
Oh,
Who might your friend be?
Ah, this is the Gaius.
a pleasure to meet
He
you,
helped-
Highness. Sorry.
He, along with a few others here, were instrumental in ending the crisis we just survived.
Oh, well, it seems I'm in the presence of heroes. Why didn't you let me know? Shinzo, it's a pleasure to meet you. I see you are a fellow devout of the Lady of Graves.
Yes.
It's glad to see a familiar face in, well, perhaps not familiar, but familiar to the faith at least.
And are you just a merchant, just passing through at the time?
As far as I'm aware, yes. Simply just normally pass Karahai to some of the northern towns, but figured I'd stop by this time. Took a little bit of a detour, got a bit lost. Coming from Karahai, I should have come in the eastern end of town, but ended up going a bit too far north and having to circle back. I promise my navigational skills are not an indication of my capabilities as a merchant, though.
Can I recall knowledge to see if that's just how the layout is?
Sure. Absolutely. From what you remember, it sounds correct at the very least. Karahai is a sort of trade port to the east-southeast of here along the Sea of Ghosts. If he's heading between it and north, he could very well mean like Bakai, Yin Sichasi, any of the like smaller towns in the region similar to Willowshore. It would be completely viable that he has previously skipped over it and is only now trying to add it to his route, like he said.
While you were traveling, did you come across anything strange? Heard any voices?
I mean, only if you count me talking to myself every now and then. The occasional spook in the Spectre Wood that tries to make itself known. But nothing out of the ordinary.
Can I sense motive here? See if he's lying.
I suppose.
I'm just taking it at face value because I'm reckless. How do you spell his name?
Actually, he does have a surname. I am stupid. He is
That's just means you didn't give it.
Asahi
Ah.
Gaius, he seems enigmatic. He seems like a relatively jovial fellow, as far as you can tell. You don't see any, like, sweat or fidgety movements that typically belie someone who's lying. He's holding eye contact just fine.
That's
he's good.
That's good that you traveled pretty well.
If you all are here at the very least, suppose I should do my spiel. Are either of you looking for new equipment? You said yourselves the heroes of this town, so I'm sure you would always benefit from what's newer and what's better.
What kind of wares do you keep?
Well, at the moment, mostly some of the basics, but I am, if I were to toot my own horn a little bit, one of the more competent traveling merchants in the region. So I may not have it at the moment, but if there's something you're looking for, I'm sure I could have it by the next time I visit.
And we haven't sold any of our stuff that we've taken.
No, you guys have not really had the opportunity to sell off any of the things you found as of now, so you're just kind of holding on to it all still. You'd be more than welcome to sell off some things to him if you'd like.
I'll turn to the rest of the group. Should we just discuss what we need to see if he has? And would you, I'll turn back to him, would you like to maybe trade for some of your wares?
I'd be always open for trade. Absolutely, I open for trade, open to for you to just place orders, whether you wish to pay half up front, half upon delivery, or pay it all immediately and then I deliver it. I'm sure we don't have enough trust as of yet for that, but we can always build that trust amongst ourselves.
I'd have to think on it.
I plan to probably open up for shop for today, maybe head out tomorrow morning, and, well, I tend to travel quickly, so perhaps If things go well, every week or so I should be making my way back in. So if there's ever anything you're looking for, just let me know and I'll pick it up on my next journey.
I'll keep that in mind.
We just click show me your wares.
Shopkeep button. At the moment, he's got a general selection of basic adventuring gear. If there's anyone who needs a minor potency rune but doesn't yet have one, he would have that for sale. And generally anything that is second level or lower, he would very likely have easy access to. Most things, though, you'll probably end up just requesting him to pick up, and he'll be able to go and pick it up before returning the next time for you guys.
Gaius doesn't have a +1 yet, does he?
I do not.
Gaius doesn't have a +1 rune on his bastard sword.
I have a
Although-
+1 spear.
Well, aren't you spatial?
Yeah,
Uh,
we all
but
have +1
like-
weapons.
But you don't like mine is like a part of my kit. Like
Cyan does not have a +1 rune on his Gatgung either. So,
I would very much like a +1, and I think striking is too high of a level. for
striking, yes, striking is a level 4 rune, so that's going to be a little while yet before you get that. But a +1 weapon rune will run you 35 gold if you have that and would like to purchase one.
I do not have the gold on hand. That's why I brought up the
It's 5 gold in the
Trades.
stash.
What I will say, for the purposes of this campaign, because money is not the most common, weapons and armor you can sell them for full value instead of half value in this campaign.
Oh, nice.
And we have a dog slicer and some bucklers.
We can go ahead and sell off all the weapons and armor if you guys would like.
yeah.
Start the fire.
Start the
sale.
fire sale. All right, let me do the quick math here.
I guess
Not,
let's
not a
go back
lot.
to our stash while he sets up shop and
I
Yeah.
still have
get
the,
everything ready.
I think I have the pearl on my person.
Would we have
That's 50
returned the
gold,
stolen
but I-
jewelry by now and done a monetary reward for doing so?
If you wanted to return that stolen jewelry, you absolutely could.
Oh yeah.
I just
forgot
wondering
about
if they would, if that would just translate into like slip it in for returning it.
You're fairly certain that there's not a reward for returning stolen jewelry in all this, because everyone sort of needs all their money to actually do repairs and rebuild.
Right.
So,
Right.
as much as people might like to give you a reward, that would probably more be in, like, people treating you to a meal, maybe treating you to a drink if they ever run into at the bar, not any sort of direct compensation.
We'd definitely give the
Okay.
stolen jewelry back, but maybe just set up here on the when everyone's leaving the funeral.
Come find your jewelry.
Yeah, make them describe the jewelry to me.
Sure. Do you guys want to sell the rest of that treasure? That, like, silk-wrapped sheath, the ancient coins, and the scepter?
Yeah.
Did we know
What?
the scepter
Well-
was magical?
It is not.
No,
it's
it's
just, money.
Well, I think the ancient copper coins weren't those in.
Those were the
Those were the
previous ones that were
formerly, yeah.
within the Eternal
Oh,
Lantern.
okay.
They have lost their blessing, though. They're just old copper.
Ah.
Other than that, there's the pearl that I have.
Yeah.
How much is he willing to give us for that?
It is a piece of treasure, so it'll sell for full value. You could absolutely
okay.
drop it off to him for 50 gold.
Okay, yeah, I'll sell that and put the
Sure.
50 in this stash.
Okay.
And I'm completely okay with guys spending 35 of that for a
Sure.
+1.
Do you want Cyan to spend 35 also for a +1 on his Gatgung? You guys have 87 in the stash right now, so that would drop you 70 of it to give them both a rune.
I would agree. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think
All right.
Cyan does good damage.
I'll go ahead and drop that 70 gold. Gaius, you can add a +1 rune. You know how?
Would it be attached to the weapon at this point,
Uh,
or just the
we'll
rune
have
itself?
it. Attachment service is free. He can, we'll say Shinzo here has a special little service where he is able to, if he has the rune on a rune stone, he's pretty quickly able to use it almost like a whetstone and do an immediate transfer of the rune onto the weapon.
Okay.
Instead of having to go the normal full day of crafting to transfer the rune.
Plus one.
+1! Yippee, yahoo, waha.
Right.
Your, if you ever need to sell them as well, your daggers are both worth a pretty penny co. Since they have the additional alloy on them.
The cold arrow one might be worth keeping a hold on to.
Oh yeah, I'm holding on to these.
Oh, I'm not saying you should get rid of them. I'm just saying in the future, if you really need to sell things or need money fast,
Oh, okay.
those would sell for a solid amount. All right. As you guys make your purchases of the 2 runes, and Shinzo kind of swiftly pulls out 2 rune stones with very recognizable minor potency runes, he actually begins to draw a few divine magic symbols in the air before handing the stones off to you. Run this along your weapons as if you were sharpening it for about a minute or so, and the transfer should be complete. Do your best not to stop halfway. If you do, it might not be a permanent enchantment. The enchantment might fail you at a wrong time. Better safe than sorry.
Oh, I'll just pull out my sword and start doing it right away.
Sure.
Because the procession's already over, right? At this point?
Yeah, as you guys are sort of talking to the merchant here, the procession will slowly begin finishing up. And as you guys are talking
That's
here,
not
then,
late.
you will notice 2 individuals now walking towards you. 2 individuals that it is very rare to see together. Oldmatsky and Granny, who both walking in your direction, eyes on you all very clearly.
Oh shit! Scatter! I jump in the river.
Plans.
I jump in the river. No.
Don't let them get a hold of you. Ishinu tries
Are
to
you
black into or blend into the background. Not enough for him to escape your sight, Kuramori, and definitely not enough to escape Granny Who and Old Matsuki's sight. But hey, at least enough to get out of the sight of Gaius and Co.
Good work. I just raised an eyebrow.
Just bow as they approach, I guess.
There's no need for that. Who's our new friend here?
This is Shinzo. He's a traveling merchant who just came into town.
Well, pleasure to meet you. We'll ask to talk with you later, if that's all right. But for now, the 4.5 of you, do you have some time? We'd like a more accurate report of what all happened the last few days, and see if we could get your help on something else.
Of course. Anything to help the town.
Granny, who just raises an eyebrow at
Sure.
you. Don't say anything so easily. You never know who's going to remember your words.
Do you want to talk
Yeah.
here or sit down somewhere?
Let's head over to, always hated finding a middle ground between us. We used to do it at the governor's mansion, but old time's sake, for old time's sake. They're busy, but whenever we used to have issues, Elizabeth would give us a space to speak over at the Fluvial Lady of Souls. So, we'll head up there as long as you don't mind being surrounded by corpses.
That's
Perfectly fine with that.
It's kind of been our stick of late.
Sure.
A morbid sense of humor.
The Shinzo will sort of wave goodbye to you all as you begin walking away with old Matsuki and Granny Who towards her Fluvial Lady of Souls. When you arrive, there are a number
Nice guy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, nice guy. I'm sure he won't try to murder us later.
Why would he? I would never do such a thing.
Clearly, we didn't just curse our weapons here.
No, not at all. He is perfectly normal NPC TM. Here to be quote unquote friend.
He's the merchant. He's how we get stronger stuff.
We haven't been betrayed yet, so I'm not that
You're not that paranoid yet.
paranoid yet. No.
All right. As you all make your way up there into her Fluvial Lady of Souls, you see Elizabeth, a few other, not priests of Pharasma like Elizabeth is, but at least members of the faith who are assisting in the final rites of the bodies before going out and burying them one by one. But Granny Who and Matsuki both just kind of look at Elizabeth, who raises an eyebrow at them when they walk in, but gestures towards an open door off to the side, and they will lead you all into a sort of parlor off to the side before, as they sit down, effectively asking for a full report on what happened, your entire experiences since waking up, so they have all the information they can.
Try to go in order then. We went to sleep in the clearing that we were taken to. We woke up in a clearing to the south,
To the east.
east. Made our way, fought some snakes that could, or not snakes, centipedes that could talk.
Centipedes.
Heard voices on the road.
I would also note that our sleeping mats were
Oh yeah.
looked like they had been like left out to the elements for a long period of time when they were fresh when we went to sleep.
Yeah, they were weathered, yeah. We crossed the eastern bridge and discovered tracks from what we then discovered was the spider, ugly cute, walking into the river.
Mm-hmm.
The
You guys
lantern.
don't have to actually go through everything if you don't want to. We can just say you guys summarize it.
Well, I'm just reminding myself.
Fair. I am all for if you guys want to go through it to remind yourselves. Be my guest.
We talked to the guard here and saved her from something.
No, there was no threat there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the
We
fight
did-
was already over. Yeah.
We did save found the guard from the Jenkins.
The Jenkins were dead, and two
They were-
guards were dead
Yeah, there are two dead guards and
already.
two.
Yeah.
That's where guys acquired armor.
Borrowed armor.
Gaius made the
then
mistake
went to-
once of not having his armor at all times.
Yep, not anymore.
Never again.
We then went to Rook's house and got attacked by swarms and a spirit, poltergeist that
Drop
dropped
the
a
bookshelf on you.
on my head. Yeah. Then we saw the
The
guy over here at the Bozu at the bridge. We bypassed that though and went to Motsky's. That's what I remember.
Mhm.
And my house. Uh, reported to Mosky for the first time. He told us to try to get the Silver Lodge hunters in on the action. We got haunted by a horse on the way there.
Ah, yes, Science horse escapade.
Yeah.
I think it is
Um,
worth noting the stables. We had passed it. It looked like it was normal. There were horses there. And then within minutes afterwards, it was ruined and the horses were running free. And we couldn't figure out what happened there.
Yeah, I think some of us theorized that there was like an illusion at play
I
when we
don't
first
believe
passed
there
it.
were any illusions, no.
Okay,
There was
maybe
just
I'm misremembering.
something that you weren't sure what happened with it.
Okay.
That was when the horse started threatening Cyan when we first passed it.
Yeah, the Silver Lodges were destroyed. We tried to bless the key at Abadar's shrine, but failed. The next day, we went to the other shrines and got all the coins. And is that when we crossed as well? Across the lake?
Yeah, you checked over here as well, and that's where you talked down some snakes by giving them food.
Yep.
Because there was the shrine at the Silver Mist Lodges to Ketaphis. And after
Yep.
that was when you guys
And
decided
this was
to
the
take
other
boats.
shrine that we went to.
Dekitsu?
We lost Rook at that time to whatever is plaguing him. And
made
surmised that
sure he
something about
survived.
him, something about him changed when he went to a cave in the north.
Yeah.
And that's when his frenemy also supposedly died. I can't remember his name. The other goblin he hates.
Gip.
Gip, yeah.
Yeah, Gil.
Across the lake, fell in the river. Two of us fell in because the spirits flipped the boat over. Went to Gaius and Zion's house. Went to Dr. Johnny's. Stayed the night there, if I remember correctly. Dr. Johnny had a spirit guarding his place. What was it, an otter? No,
It was a gecko.
a gecko, that's right. After that, we fought the butcher. Did we go to Granny Who's before that?
You went to Granny Who's
Yeah,
first.
Yeah.
Went to Granny Who's, found Kuramori's family.
Oh, except for my father.
Yeah, except for the father. They were stuck in a bunch of gremlin traps up here somewhere.
Yeah.
We disabled the Cyan, disabled them. We came back and reported to Granny Who. She implied that she would like us to work for her even after we're dead.
She cracks a smile at that. I meant it. I still mean it. If one of you dies, the rest of you better make sure you bring the body back. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying that here, but I still mean it.
That's never a blank look.
Did we rescue the wizard and the other guy at some point during that?
They were already at Mother's.
Yeah, okay.
They were already at the Hand of Spring. After you left Granny Who's, you rescued at Kuramori's sister and his friends before
Right,
moving on
okay,
to fight the Grey Butcher.
We fought the animated butcher's apron that almost killed some of us. We encountered a spirit on the bridge.
It also almost killed us.
Clawed up our legs pretty good. What's that?
That also almost killed us.
Yep. Went into town. We found some gremlins putting on a show on the stage. We chased them off.
Yeah, we told him it was a terrible show, and we were very offended. And
And
ran
we made
away.
our way into the barracks where all the soldiers were being held prisoner and some children outside in a cage. We released all of them, and they came back to Dr. Dami's.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went into the Kappa, the Happy Kappa, and because some Kappas had made that their spa for the day, they agreed to leave.
And they didn't seem to actually hurt anyone. They just ate dead horses.
Yeah, they just sort of realized that this wasn't their jam. Then we fought more gremlins, and we found the merchant family. Oh,
How much do you say? How much do you say?
yeah. I'm like, excuse me for a moment. Talk to us. Do we say anything about our grandson? What do you
That's up
think?
to you guys.
I thought we did.
No, we told the mother.
We told, yeah, we
Yeah.
told
or-
the merchant because she saw right through the lies. I'll follow your lead.
Because you guys suck at lying.
I mean, her grandson's gone.
Right. And she has not asked about her grandson.
Well, she has no reason to think we know anything about him. Oh, you're the one recounting this. So I'll leave that to your
I'll just
discretion.
be like, we found the merchant family, and sent them back to Dr. Johnny's as well. The governor's mansion, we stopped by there. It's just gone, but in a weird way. Like the foundation's gone. The dirt is clearly still like as if it was prepped for a building, but it's just disappeared. Um, After that, we rested again.
We defeated Durgogut before we rested.
Did we?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Defeated him and
We
relit
defeated
the lantern.
We defeated Durgogut and
Really?
relit the lantern.
That's correct. Yeah.
Because then you rested at Motsky's that night.
Rested at Motsky's. And then we went to the tea house, Cerulean? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And fought the main boss, the ringleader, Moto Q, who was I don't think we ever figured it out.
We
What he-
heard him what he was called. He was a Rokukubi. Rokurokubi.
Rokurokubi.
Which I thought was a rat thing, but I was totally wrong.
You were wrong. God, I love when
Oh
people
yeah,
remember knowledges.
when the lantern was lit, the mist dissipated, but it seemed to hit some sort of invisible plane in the sky before it pushed its way through whatever that was. Moto Q, after we killed him, we killed all his pets and then released the children he had prisoner. And I think that's everything.
All right.
I will not mention my escapade.
Well done, first and foremost. Not many around here would be able to pull off everything you all pulled off so well, so thank you truly for what you've done. And I'm glad to see you all safe. I'm not sure this witch over here truly cares. I don't, but you all did well. And I'd prefer you all stayed. Healthy enough that you can continue to do well. I don't think there's a problem with that, is there?
Well,
Sure.
No,
it's
it's a very odd request.
well, I will say there does seem to be a underlying cause to all of this.
That's what
Yeah,
we're of the
there-
opinion of as well.
There were more mysteries. Do we want to show them the wanted poster?
I think I think it's fair to show them that. And we
There's-
should also mention that Durgle Gut said that we don't know what's really going on. So like he hinted that something bigger is happening.
Things to go over to be
Yeah.
sure, and happy to see what you've got. First, though, we're low
Oh,
on supplies. And, quite frankly, news needs to be sent to our neighbors as well. Requests for aid, even. So, we're hoping that if you all were rested enough, that you'd be willing to ride to Karahai and at least request aid and share at least a summarized version of what you just told us. We think that we've come to the agreement that is top priority, and then beginning to figure out the cause would come next.
That's perfectly logical, I think.
It makes sense.
Must rebuild.
Is that the city that's to the east?
Yes. Down.
Okay.
Follow the dewey down past Gourd Lake, and continue on the road just towards the coast. It's fortified, so
Oh.
hopefully they shouldn't have. If they had any sort of similar situations crop up, they likely weathered it far better than we did.
Very well. We can certainly do that. Are you going to provide us with horses?
Gotta remind myself of their name, sorry. Sun Chung has been doing his best to round up the ones that escaped when the stable was destroyed. He should have a few that he can provide to you all for the journey. And we'll provide a letter of introduction for you that will have the specific aid requests we're looking for and our summarized version of the news as well. That way you don't directly have to state everything that's needed. We've got that all taken care of.
Look at the others. Anything else anyone wants to share?
I'll toss the wanted poster over.
Oh yeah.
Can I see that wanted poster again?
Oh
I'll
yeah.
get it to him then.
He's read aura now.
Because I did now I have prepared Redora.
Taking a minute in front as like Granny Who and Matsuki sort of leaned forward to take a look at it as you're just like drawing magic circles around it to confirm that it is in fact magical. I remember her. What a fun chase that was. Is she no?
He
Anything
shrinks
now?
back a little bit.
Are we being showed this because we didn't finish the job? As far as I recall, we finished it quite well.
we noticed this poster in a tavern,
Can you not
What?
see the color?
but now it's colored, which is
I'm going to
unusual.
make Granny Who colored blind just to spite you guys. Motsky's like staring intently at the red, like heavily frowning. Granny, who probably legitimately didn't notice the red at first, but she takes a look at it. Huh. I do recall she was wearing that shade of red, yes. Very good.
The point is, it did not have this color when we first saw this poster.
Oh, that makes sense. Why you'd be concerned over it then. Yep.
I guess I could do identify magic to see what is
Yeah,
at work
if you
here.
want to spend 10 minutes trying to figure out what the enchantment on it is, you absolutely can.
There is, yeah. That's it. I'll say there is definitely a magic at work with this poster. So, if you
Where
give
did
me
you all
about 10
find
minutes,
this?
I'll leave guys to. As I prepare, I'll let guys answer that.
My neighbor. It was the tavern, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the tavern
The
next
tavern.
door.
That red building is not the tavern. That red building is second best. The
okay,
tavern
it's
itself
just-
would have been this building. Or that one.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those two. All of them are the tavern. Perhaps even this one. Every building is a tavern in Willowshore when you want it to be one.
Yeah. There we go. Just do do the recall
Yes.
knowledge macro.
Yeah, you can just use recall knowledge.
There's a +2 on that.
I agree, Ashino. We could definitely check that out on the way back.
Boy, oh boy, Kuromori. Let me check some wording here.
Should I use a hero point?
No.
A very gifted child used a crayon to color in the lines.
Without moving the entire thing. Kuromori. The magic itself, you're not exactly able to tell because something far more pressing than that grabs your attention.
Ooh.
The remnants
man,
of
my
a
legs-
curse are present.
Oh. What? There's some sort of remnants of a curse here. Oh my gosh, I forgot about my necklace. Unrelated. Okay, so
you
there's
got
a curse.
your stinky necklace still.
Yeah, I should probably deal with that at some point. Alright. Remnants of a curse.
Gaius, you've been holding on to this for about 3 days now, yes?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Cool. Can you go ahead and give me a will save?
Oh no.
Man, now I'm not going to even pick up wanted posters now, if I realize.
You really wanted that poster.
But
Just a normal will, or did you already put
just
it
a
in
normal
chat?
will. There's no button for it here.
Public?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh.
We'll see if that actually does anything.
Yeah. Nothing seems to have happened as of now with it, but as soon as you hear the word curse, Gaius, the air surrounding everyone begins to shift and waver slightly.
Whoa.
Like they're on fire?
No, like there are almost people moving about in the empty space invisibly.
What?
And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
What?
Thank you all so much for playing. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one.